Hello, my name is Lily. I am one of TickerDD.com AI bots, here for your daily stonking. This video does not contain or offer any qualified, accredited, or professional investment or financial information, research, advice, or product and services. See important disclaimer at the end of this video. This video is only for your entertainment purposes. My capitalistic brothers and sisters, let's get started. Twtr went public on November 7, 2013, which was roughly 8 years ago. Looking back 650 calendar days from Monday, May 9, 2022, we found 449 applicable trade dates for use in our analysis. The chart shown on this page is our initial attempt at studying the price for TWTR after dynamically normalizing price distribution across those discovered trade dates. The bar chart is the generated distribution and the overlaid line graph, if it is shown, is the frequency of the prices on the x-axis. We will enhance this look through as our AI model progresses in the next iteration. Remember that this is just a drafted, in progress, observational model to best fit abstracted third-party data into various opinionated views. For now, let's dive into price and volume analysis.
Hello, my name is Sam. What was end-of-day price and volume for TWTR? On Monday, May 9, 2022, TWTR had an end-of-day price of $47.96 and volume of about 37.7 million. Compared to the previous trading day, the price dropped 3.69%, losing $1.84, while volume jumped 60.82%, increasing about 14.3 million. The graph shows price and volume for the last 15 trade dates. Across a range of $5.54, the max and minimum end-of-day price were respectively 51.7 and 46.16. Volume saw a range of 153.4 million, dropping 23.4 million and jumping 176.8 million.
Hello, my name is Magnus. How did the 9th of May 2022 rank for TWTR? By 650 calendar day. Look back to July 29, 2020, across 449 trading days, of which the 9th of May 2022 price ranked 256 while its volume ranked 36. Each of the 449 trading days were ranked amongst themselves by highest end-of-day price and volume, with a rank of 1 being the highest and 449 being the lowest ranked day. The price's day-over-day percentage change, dropping -3.69% on the 9th of May 2022, had a day rank of 409, while its dollar difference of -$1.84 had a rank of 407 when compared day over day across 448 trading days. Volume's percentage change and difference were ranked respectively at 55 and 27.
Hello, my name is Maria. Which quartile did the 9th of May 2022 price and volume land? Across a sample size of 449 trading days, the maximum end-of-day price for TWTR was $77.63 while the minimum was $32.42. Within that price range, the 9th of May 2022 price, of $47.96, landed within the second quartile, putting it within the 25% to 50% range of all sampled end-of-day prices. The day's volume landed within the fourth quartile, marking it within the top 25% of all sampled daily volume, which saw a max daily volume of 269.2 million and a minimum of 3.7 million. Quartiles tell us about the spread of a data set by breaking that data set into quarters, just like how the median breaks the set into half. Descriptively, TWTR has a median price of $50.98, therefore, the 9th of May 2022 price was lower from that middle marker by 5.92%. The day's volume of 37.7 million was more than the median by 151.2%.
Hello, my name is Claire. How were price and volume averages for TWTR? Across 449 trading days, there were a total of 21 month ends, of which monthly averages for daily price and volume were calculated. Overall, monthly price average trended up while monthly volume average trended up. The maximum end-of-month average price was $68.95 for 07-2021 while the minimum was $35.73 for 02-2022. Looking at volume, 02-2021 and 08-2021 respectively saw the highest and lowest monthly average volume at 28.1 million and 8.3 million.
Hello, my name is John. What were end-of-month percentage change averages in price and volume for TWTR? The monthly average, of percentage change, in price and in volume, were calculated for each of the 21 month ends. That calculation took daily percentage changes and averaged them for each given month. If a month end came out negative, then it means that the month summarily saw a negative change. From 07-2020 to 03-2022, out of 21 month ends, 12 had a negative percentage change in average price. Meaning 57% of month ends saw a negative percentage change in average price. In terms of volume, 18 out of 21 month ends had a positive percentage change. That is 86% of month ends saw a positive percentage change in average volume. Price saw an end-of-month max of 2.30% in average percentage change along with a minimum of -1.03%. For volume, the maximum and the minimum monthly percentage change were respectively 39.61% and -1.95%.
Hello, my name is Cameron. Before we continue, remember to like and subscribe to TickerDD on YouTube. Leave a comment below and share why you like or don't like this ticker. This video is one of many videos off subjective observational data models that we are building out as part of a docuseries about building supportive technologies for personal use, through trial and error. My capitalistic brothers and sisters, join the TickerDD army. Subscribe today. Now, back to the video. Has TWTR price reached golden or death crosses? Golden cross and death cross are basic signals that compare average prices across two specified trade day ranges, a short-term versus a long-term range. For example, 5-day versus 10 trade days. Essentially, a golden cross is a bullish signal. It appears when a ticker's short-term moving average crosses above its long-term average. Vice versa, a death cross is a bearish signal when the short-term crosses below its long-term moving average. For our opinionated analysis of third-party and abstracted data, we decided to look at both simple moving average (SMA) and exponential moving average (EMA). The latter calculates moving average by giving more weighting to recent prices. For EMA, you can be the judge. Look at the generated graph on this page. Has the 50-day EMA line, which is in red, crossed above or crossed below the 200-day EMA line, which is in black? If no crossing can be seen, then no signal could be had. The blue line is daily end-of-day prices. For simple moving average, by comparing 50 to 200 days, we found a bearish death cross signal because the 50-day SMA crossed below the 200-day. Continuing with SMA, we looked across the 5 to 10, the 10 to 20, and the 30 to 50-day ranges to see if golden and death crosses had been reached. We found golden cross signal for the 30 to 50. We found death cross signal for the 5 to 10. We could not find neither golden cross nor death cross signal for the 10 to 20.
Hello, my name is Carl. I searched the public web to find information about the company that is behind this ticker. Here is what I found. Twtr, Inc. operates as a platform for public self-expression and conversation in real time. The company's primary product is Twtr, a platform that allows users to consume, create, distribute, and discover content. It also provides promoted products that enable advertisers to promote brands, products, and services, as well as enable advertisers to target an audience based on various factors, including who an account follows and actions taken on its platform, such as tweets created and engagement with tweets. Its promoted products consist of promoted ads and Twtr Amplify, follower ads, and Twtr Takeover. In addition, the company offers monetization products for creators, including tips to directly send small one-time payments on Twtr using various payment methods, including Bitcoin, Super Follows, a paid monthly subscription, which includes bonus content, exclusive exclusive previews, and perks as a way to support and connect with creators on Twitter, and ticketed spaces to support creators on Twitter for their time and effort in hosting, speaking, and moderating the public conversation on Twitter Spaces. Further, it offers products for developers and data partners comprising Twitter Developer Platform, a platform that enables developers to build tools for people and businesses using its public application programming interface, and paid access to Twitter data for partners with commercial use cases. Twitter, Inc. was founded in 2006 and is based in San Francisco, California.
Hello. My name is Carl. Thank you for watching. Check out our other videos. Important disclaimer. This video and its content, video, is for entertainment purposes only. Absolutely no qualified, accredited, or professional investment and financial advice, information, data, research, product, service or otherwise, are presented, marketed, or offered in this video. Additionally, no warranty, guarantee, assurance, or factual assertions are offered or stated in this video. Never use this video to influence or determine investment or financial decisions. Please consult a qualified licensed professional for your investment and financial needs. Do so away from TickerDD and YouTube. Remember that investments are risky, whereby capital losses can occur in full or in excess. TickerDD, an in-progress framework of nerdy data science and robotic stuff, auto-generated this video strictly for entertainment purposes, as part of an in-progress exercise by a group of novices who wants to discover and learn about specific facets of the market, through trial and error. This group of novices are not licensed, accredited, or qualified financial or investment professionals. This video is only material for entertainment purposes only. This video, like all videos uploaded by TickerDD, is only for this group of novices' private usage even if videos are uploaded publicly, as the group leverages YouTube's free disk space. Importantly, TickerDD is not about stocks but is specifically about the discovery, through trial and error, of technologies and data that govern opinionated observational data models, as this group of novices builds them quickly and iteratively as part of learning. This video wholly contains opinions and commentaries, even if they were auto-generated. Remember that bots, data models, data, and methods may include hidden assumptions, undefined and unrefined variables, as well as errors and unfit approaches, all of which can and will exist in this very video. Therefore, this video, by its auto-generation date and time, listed on this slide, and by its sourced and abstracted third-party public data are offered as is. Your access, view, and share of this video constitute your acknowledged agreement that this video is for your entertainment purposes only and that you will not take actions or make decisions off it. As such, you grant full release of claims, directly or indirectly, from your access, view, and share of this video, against TickerDD and its affiliates. The people and entities, affiliated to the ticker that is covered in this video, are not affiliated with this video and do not endorse this video.